So you took the fast track program with Chris Ayers, where Chris grabbed our 12 module engagement, put it down into I think it's like an 8-week or 10-week program. So you're doing like, I guess, vanilla Chris Ayers, we'll say, right? Like vanilla fast track with some modifications, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Are you still, before they go into this program, doing the action planner? Are you doing it after? What's that process looking like?
The feedback I got from the last participants in this mastermind fast track group was it's better to do it after. And so I am doing that now with some of these businesses where we're going back and going through them, and they have more context around the content that we're talking about. And so when we have that conversation, they're better educated, they're better prepared, and it's just a way more fruitful conversation. I'm learning by feedback. I do believe big time. I preach it to my clients, get feedback wherever you can, and I'm getting it as well. And so I've adjusted. I'm seeing some pretty big impact on that.
So that's really cool. Okay, so it's almost like first, like you literally have it, learn, apply, identify. So like they're learning through weeks 1 through whatever it is, right? 7, 8. Then you're basically giving them the action planner where they're starting to at least identify all the holes, all the gaps, everything that they have. What do you do after that?
Yeah, so I'll take a quick step back on that. So in the fast track, so I think what I modified from Chris's fast track program, I'm just reading your slide, learn, apply, identify. You know, what I modified is I said to them, look, when we normally do these engagements, by month 3 or 4, we've identified some low-hanging fruit, we have identified some larger issues as well, and the business owner generally doesn't have the patience to wait 12 months. The problem has been like identified, they want to jump on it and solve it. And I get it. That's how I was as a business owner. I was my own worst problem sometimes. It was like a dog on a bone. And so when I created this structure, the promise is we're going to go over this in 8 weeks. As issues come up or problems come up or ideas come up, you're going to write them down. So I'm going to call that inventory. You're going to inventory all those things, but you have to promise me that you are not going to try to solve them in these 8 weeks. Just hold off. I know it's going to be painful and you're going to be itching. You're probably not even going to listen to me, but promise me, just at least promise me you're not going to do this, because week 9, and I think we're going to get to this later, we have a way to rate those items, and then we can pick the most important ones, maybe 1 or 2. We could focus and deep dive on it. And whether they want to hire me to do it, and that's what I say to them, you can bring me into it, or if you feel like you got enough and you got the team, you can do it. Whatever you want. I'm here to be as involved or as uninvolved as you would like. So instead of learn, apply, identify, we do a learn, identify, and then they have the option of how do we apply.
So when you do that and you say, okay, keep the inventory list going and we'll stack rank it later, like the stack ranking is actually happening in the action planner then.
Right. Yeah. So the action planner is actually another way to generate ideas and concepts. And like I used the example earlier of like the cash flow teeter-totter. How can you improve this? Often it's, oh, I guess I can ask for a bigger deposit, or a deposit if you're not even asking for one, or money up front, whatever. And so that's a way, that's an idea that we can inventory. Okay, let's put it on the inventory. The action planner has a way of ranking that as well, which I think is very good. And I also have another tool that I created that ties in with it.
That's awesome. Okay, that's cool. All right, so this is, okay, so that's cool. So this is only one part of your framework, like the fast track, like the way that and you gave this a name, right? Like what did you call it?
I called it the Fast Track Owners Circle. And I only came up with it because I was just presenting the ideas, pitching it to a few of my prospects that were floating around. And the guy goes, so that Fast Track Owners Circle thing, oh, boom, there it is. I took it. And now every person that hears it that are like, ooh, I like that. It's like owners only. So it's the inner circle. Yeah.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so once they go through this, you've got more of a framework. I just want to go to our next slide here. So that's the mastermind, the business owner's circle. What do you do after that with the business owner? Like they've completed the 9 weeks, you've got this action planner, they've got their inventory list of all their stuff. What happens next?
So we go through that action planner. We have the items that are inventoried. So I have a tool created. It's called the Strategic Planning Matrix.
Okay.
And it sounds fancier than it is. It's really, I've taken a couple tools. One of them was created by the CEO of Intel back before, right when Intel really had their boom. because it's a way of ranking projects based on things of importance. But I also meshed it together with a bit of a RICE or MICER ranking system to help identify what does the business need and what do you need as a business owner. So it helps us really identify and sort through trying to take subjective things into the objective. And so what ultimately happens is that after the 8-9 weeks, if I have a visionary business owner, they're like, this is amazing, but I don't know what to do. And if I'm speaking with an operations type business owner, and sometimes there's business partners, so I got both of them in the same room,